Hello, beautiful mamas, and welcome to Mama's First Monday. I am Denise Boyd, known as the Unprofessional Mom, and I love helping moms put themselves first. And yeah, I know it sounds selfish, but when we put ourselves first, I believe that we're able to show up fully for ourselves and for others, for our kids, our spouse, our significant other. And I think it's so important for that because, I believe the world has been teaching us to be everything we can for everyone else, but never taught us how to be good and everything we could be for ourselves. So today I'm going to give you a little nugget to help you get closer to putting yourself first, or I guess develop more and more ways that you can put yourself first. Because that's what I do every day. Like it's a journey for me. Just like it's probably a journey for you, it's a journey for me. And if I were to sit here and say that it's easy and my life is 100% together, I'd be lying. And I don't have time for that, and neither do you, because you don't need to hear from somebody who's perfect, because none of us are perfect. Like, I hate hearing from people who are perfect. That's just me. But anywho, today is episode 36, and today is all about the gift of release, like literally being able to let go of something, especially those things that don't work. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But the gift of release, opening doors to new beginnings, because new beginnings are so important. And I don't know about you, but nothing changes until something new happens, right? That word new is so important, and oftentimes we overlook it. Like, first off, we like new things. Like, oftentimes, like if we get a new car, yay, a new house, yay, new money, yay. But what about new changes within us? I believe the best changes that happen that are new, the best new things that happen are the new things that happen within us, because what happens within will come out. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay. So here's the opportunity for today. And some people may say problem, because some people have a problem doing this, but it's an opportunity. Is releasing what no longer works. Like what no longer works for you, what no longer works for your family, what no longer works for your spouse, significant other, etc. What no longer works for the people around you. So some people will say releasing what no longer serves you. And that sounds good, but it also kind of sounds selfish. And depending on your state of mind, you may not receive it properly. But we want to release what's not working. Like, what's not working? Why are we not growing? Why are we just stuck? Why are we in standstill mode? Because we're not releasing. And here's the deal, because I've talked about this before, but I totally believe this. So some traditions are often just peer pressure from dead folks, like point blank. And what do I mean by that? Like, if you are doing something over and over because mama did it, grandma did it, granddad did it, whoever did it, because this person did it, auntie did it, my mentor did it, um, and they're not working for you and your family or whatever, then it's just peer pressure, especially if it's someone who's no longer with you. Now, there are some things that will help. There are some traditions that do work, but there are some that are just peer pressure. And I just want to let you know that you have the power to let it go. And here's something that is so true. What you hold on to is holding on to you. So today, I kind of want you to take account of what you're holding on to. Actually, right now, take account to what you're holding on to, or what's holding on to you, because whatever you're holding on to is holding on to you. What do I mean by that? Like those thoughts that you have all the time, those thoughts that keep circling around your head, you're holding on to those. And because you're holding on to those things that come from those thoughts are holding on to you. Like, if you keep thinking, oh, I'll never have enough, I'll never be enough, guess what's happening? You're bringing that energy to yourself, and it's going to keep replicating, and then you're going to keep believing it, and then you're going to keep thinking that. And that's okay. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I've been there. And sometimes I still have to catch myself and catch my thoughts. But what I want you to do today is something that I do for myself. And the solution today is liberate. And of course, it's an acronym. And for each of these letters, I know it's 8 of them, but it's so worth your time. It's so worth you being able to release what you have. So the L is so easy. Let's get our Elsa mode on. Let it go. Wish I could really sing, but anywho. So let go of expectations. Release the pressure of perfection and embrace your authentic self. Like, you all, like, who you are is amazing. Like I often tell people, that I love me, all of me, the good, the bad, the ugly. And there's some parts of me that I didn't like and I didn't think other people would like. So I would just kind of suppress it or just be timid, walking around like I'm not good enough. But my clumsiness actually works for me. My clumsiness actually works for other people. I don't know how to explain it. And my aunt, one of my aunts, I love her to life. She was saying that I was like, yeah, I know what I'm good at, what I'm bad. I know all about. I love me, the good, the bad, and ugly, and I love my awkwardness. I love that I'm clumsy, and some other stuff I was naming. She was like, you're not clumsy. God said, let the weak say I'm strong. Something she said, and I understood exactly what she meant. But at the same time, God uses my clumsiness sometimes to help bring connection to other people. Sometimes to bring laughs and start a conversation or plant seeds. And I'm totally okay with that. Like I'm okay with that because I know that. So whatever imperfections that you have within your authentic self, let it be. And if other people don't like it, so what? Those other people aren't paying any of your bills. They aren't helping you raise your kids. And those who are doing that for you, they've already overlooked all that stuff. They've already done, especially if they're doing it genuinely. Okay. So yeah, let it go. And of course, I had to spend a little more time on that one because letting go of those unrealistic expectations is really going to help you pretty much lay the foundation of what you want your life to look like, what you want to feel like, what you want to be like, all those things. Okay, so that's the L. With the I, you're going to focus on intentional self care. Now, sometimes with this, I've always said it before, that you have to prioritize self care. You have to take care of yourself, nurture your body, nurture your mind, nurture your soul, nurture all things you. But the thing here is that in order to truly take care of yourself, you have to love yourself. And oftentimes, we don't love ourselves. Loving yourself is the prerequisite to get self care. But then, of course, there's a prerequisite to self love that I talk about. We'll talk about that another time, but there are prerequisites to everything. But I want you to intentionally take care of yourself. And this may have to be something that you have to fake till you make. Now, I don't really like the phrase fake it till you make it, but sometimes you have to fake actually taking care of yourself. Like just do it. Even though you don't feel like you're doing it authentically, just do it. Take care of you. Plan it in, pencil it in, stack it with another habit. And I promise you, it actually works out. So I want you to be intentional about it, even if you don't feel like doing it at that moment. And eventually you will get to the point where you're like, okay, I've got this. I'm going to keep doing this and it'll become a habit that actually works for you and not against you. All right. So with the B, I want you to believe in your journey. Your journey is amazing. So, first off, where you are right now is exactly where you need to be. Right where you are is where you need to be. And what I want you to do is trust that every step forward, no matter how small, is going to lead to growth. Like, so I don't know about you, but sometimes I will look at some people and I think, oh my gosh, they just have it all together and they're just doing this and they're doing that. But here's the deal, we often forget that they had humble beginnings, just like we are possibly going through or had to go through. Okay. So there are humble beginnings for everything. Like, even when you plant seeds, they don't grow overnight, they don't grow within an instant. It takes time. And I think it's the bamboo tree. That thing, that sucker takes what, 9 years or 9 months? It takes a long time. I can't remember how long. It takes a long time to start growing, but the roots have to actually, the root system has to go first. And that's the part you don't see. So it's the growth within you that starts first. That's a part of your journey. And then everybody will start seeing that. Like, you could have put in 10 hours in the dark, nobody may not see it. But when your time comes, they will see it. And that bamboo, once the root system is down deep in the soil, it starts growing like super fast. And that's what I want for your life. So if you start doing the inside work, believing in your journey, and trust that every step forward is going to actually help you lead to growth, then you're going to be okay. You're going to make it. All right. And the E, the first E in liberate, is to embrace vulnerability. I know, crickets. So this part is often hard for a lot of people. Allow yourself to be open and vulnerable, knowing that it's a sign of strength. I know. So vulnerability is a sign of strength, and sometimes so. It feels so daunting or weird or scary. Like, let's just be honest. Being vulnerable seems very scary, but in my walk lately, I've had to be open about some things that I don't know. In the past, I would have been like, "Oh, they're gonna look at me weird," but now I'm like, "What does it matter how they look at me?" You know. And it's I realize it's so freeing. And then there are other people that actually go through the same things that I've had to go through, and for them to hear, "Oh my gosh, she's been through this, she's getting through this. Heck, I can do it too." And the other people that I look to, they've gone through some of the things I've gone through that I am going through, and I'm thinking, "Oh my gosh, they've gone through this, they've made it through. So can I." So embrace that vulnerability because your vulnerability is actually, believe it or not, a superpower, a strength power. It's a strength tool. It's a tool in your tool belt to help you get to the next level. Okay. All right, so the R is where I want you to reflect and learn. This part right here is something that I harp on all the time. So reflect on things that's happened. Reflect on your experiences, the lessons you've learned. And then I want you to even continue to learn. Like I try to learn something every day. Learn something every day. Do something different every day, even if it's just right with my left hand, because I'm not a left-hander. I'm a right-hander. I automatically write with my right hand. But every now and then I try to write with my left hand, and I actually did that yesterday. It looks a mess. I was like, if anyone looks at my journal, they're gonna be thinking, "What did she do?" Yeah, it looks a mess, but it is what it is. I did this because I wanted to do something new and different. Because when we start doing something new and different, it changes things for us. It keeps us moving forward. Okay, because if you keep doing the same thing, you're gonna keep getting the same results. You're gonna keep, and results never lie. If you keep getting the same results, it's going to let us know you've been doing the same thing. All right. So the A, aligned with your values. Yeah, I know. So I've talked about this before. So when you actually align with your values, what happens is you're living in alignment with what truly matters to you and bring you joy. Because oftentimes we'll have values, but then we'll do things, or for example, we'll have a job that goes against our values, or we'll hang with people that do things that go against our values. And because we're with them, we do the same thing. When in Rome, do like the Romans, right? So if you feel like you are in that area of your life, just start making small steps towards aligning your life with those values. For example, if you have a job and you're just doing this job because you need the money, start finding other ways to earn money. I know it sounds so cliche, but if you believe in yourself, there's nothing that can stop you. If you believe it can happen, if you expect it to happen, there's nothing that can stop you. I believe that. So align with your values, align your daily lifestyle, align your mind, align all those things with your values. Now, with the T, I want you to trust your inner wisdom. You have learned some things, and people say when you know better, you do better. But just because you know better doesn't mean that you do better. It's a choice. Doing better is a choice. Knowing better is one thing, doing better is another thing. You have to choose. But what I want you to do is listen to your intuition and trust yourself to make empowering decisions. This part is so important. When you trust yourself to do it, that's when things change. Sometimes you can think, "Oh, I don't know how it's going to happen. Am I going to do this?" And then you do it. And it's cool. Like, to me, it's beautiful when you allow your wisdom, the things that you've learned, to just come forth and actually help you become a better person and also help others. Because the wisdom you have, my friend, is not just for you, it's for all of us. It's for you to share. Okay. And it's for you to live a life that actually works for you and your family. The next one, I want you to da 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 embrace change. So this is like doing something new. So embracing change, first off, is not always easy. But think about how we were since infancy, or even before we were born, all the changes that had to occur for us to be born, and then all the changes that had to occur for us to be where we are now. Like, we can speak clearly for the most part. We can talk, we can walk, we can feed ourselves. Look, and those are like major, like quantum leaps that we've taken as kids, as like toddlers. We've taken these quantum leaps, and then we get to adults and we're like, "Oh, I don't know about this." But look, change, you all, it's actually an opportunity for growth and new beginnings. So when changes come, yeah, they may feel weird, but embrace them and think to yourself, "Man, what is going to happen to me? What great things are going to happen to me because of this change, because of this new opportunity, because of this new beginning? What is going to happen to me? And when you look at it that way, you'll start to realize that, oh my gosh, this has been working out for me this whole time. And so what I'm going to do now is go back over this because I've held you very long. Um, really fast. So this is Mama First Monday, episode 36. This is about the gift of release, opening doors to new beginnings. And the opportunity we're working on today is releasing what no longer works for you, your family, your spouse, significant other, etc. And then I want you to remember that some traditions, the ones that aren't serving you or your family or working out for you all, it's often just peer pressure from people or even dead folks. Okay. And then I want you to remember that what you're holding on to is holding on to you. So be aware of what you're thinking. Those thoughts you're thinking that you're holding on to, they're holding on to you. They're keeping you from moving forward. And the solution is to liberate. With the L, you're gonna let go of expectations, release those things that are like pressure to you or perfection, and embrace your authentic self. I want you with the I to do intentional self-care, prioritize your self-care, nurture your mind, nurture your body, nurture your soul. B, believe in your journey. Every step you take forward, no matter how small, leads to growth. E, I want you to embrace vulnerability. And vulnerability is your superpower. It's actually a sign of strength. I want you to, with the R, reflect and learn. Take time to reflect on experiences and lessons that you have learned along the journey because they are a part of helping you to liberate, be free. With the A, I want you to align your values, align with your values. Like live in alignment with what truly matters to you and what brings you joy. Nothing wrong with that. With the T, trust your inner wisdom, listen to your intuition, and trust yourself to make empowering decisions. And with the E, I want you to embrace change. Embrace change as an opportunity for growth and new beginnings. So, beautiful mamas, I have just had the pleasure, the honor, I feel like it's an honor to be here to help walk you through these things. And as I always say, I love you to life. And I will see you all on the next Mama's First Monday.